Today we need to talk about J-Hope's official enlistment date, what people think Jung Kook's reaction is to said date, and then we need to talk about HYBE addressing the 2025 BTS reunion news and why this could be bad news. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling teespring mug merch and let's go. So of course, I do want to preface that the news today will be a little bit more sad. We are talking about some of the recent stuff happening and some of the recent theories that have come out due to what has been said. One of the most scary ones is one that Bang PD, BTS's producer and chairman of HYBE, had come out to talk about. Back when BTS announced their hiatus or break as a group, people were unsurprisingly asking if this was the end. A lot of groups, specifically American ones, will end their group activities, do solo work, and then the members will realize they prefer solo work and never actually want to return as a group. The labels are typically okay with that because if you look at the history of groups, typically the solo artist would actually make the label more money. Take a look at Beyonce. I'm not entirely sure, but did Harry Styles pass One Direction success? So it's no wonder how often that happens. The thing with K-pop is that groups are more successful as groups, and groups are often what make K-pop so successful because K-pop groups dance and K-pop demands songs with rapping, dancing, and singing and all of that combined. Initially, when armies were asking for a more guarantee that BTS will come back, BTS announced that they will be back by 2030 to perform at the World Expo. All else fails, they contractually have that obligation to perform then. So it's a guarantee that we will see them again. Then it was announced that the members and HYBE would want BTS to be back together by 2025. This went along fine as the members would enlist separately and then each would finish up by 2025 and it would be great. Recently, Bang PD talked about the possibility of 2025 and said something that was taken a bit out of context. People were saying that Bang PD said to not mistake 2025 as the year they all come back together, but there could even be some issues. People took this to mean that by 2025 it won't happen or that the members wouldn't want to reunite. But it's clear that the members don't have plans to continue more solo work, but would like to enlist and come back together. And people completely missed the part where Bang PD said they may not reunite due to enlistment issues. I'm not entirely sure why that point was brought up because it's very unlikely. However, perhaps Bang PD wanted to cover all bases and let people know there's a possibility so investors don't get mad if in the super rare case the reunion does not happen in 2025. Now I want to talk about the possibility of enlistment issues causing BTS to not be able to come back by 2025, what they are and how unlikely they are. These things I am talking about are coming directly from the Military Service Act documents, specifically Article 33 and 34. One of the reasons for an enlistment to be extended longer in Korea can be due to punishment. If you cause a serious offense, you may be obligated to serve longer as punishment. This will 100% not be a reason why BTS would get an extended service, so you can scratch that out. Another reason would be medical issues. Should any of the BTS members get injured or have an existing injury and need time to recover, they would take additional time to recover, and of course, they would be obligated to make up that time that they took to recover. This is probably only going to be an issue if the members strain themselves during the service and break a bone while enlisting, which I really think the members would be super careful about and would have the best medical team to ensure fast recovery, if they even need it. Suga would be the biggest concern. However, it's rumored that he would not be doing the combat training service, but assume that he would probably do service in an office or something. The other reason for extended service is voluntarily. If you want to, because you want to pick up more skills or have a career in the military. So the only plausible one for BTS to not be back by 2025 is the injury one. And even then, the extended service still needs to get approved by the military authorities. So even if you commit an offense, are injured, or want to stay longer, you still have to get approved to extend your service, which they don't just do willy-nilly. So I wouldn't be too concerned with that, if I'm going to be honest. People were saying that Jung Kook lately must be taking a lot of the news really hard and must be getting super emotional. We got to see Jung Kook on a live stream recently and people say that he looks quite sad and emotional. He did tear up and people think the cover for it is that he is saying that he has a cold. People think that it's possibly not true and Jung Kook is just getting emotional because JHope is enlisting and the idea of BTS coming back is fleeting. However, BTS coming back is completely up to BTS and it seems like all the members want to come back. And so even if they come back in 2050 and are older, they'll still be back. So I just don't think he would be super emotional about that. The boys likely think there's no reason to be upset because they will all see each other again soon. A lot of men don't cry over situations like this because we don't often see it as the end. We're very simple-minded creatures. You say we'll see you in a year, we expect that we will see you in a year. And oftentimes we're like, why are you crying? I'll see you soon, geez. And of course, this is a very general viewpoint and specifically my viewpoint. I don't know exactly what the members are thinking or feeling, but to be honest, it's how I feel. I'm not emotional over it because they said they will be back, and they will. Why would I doubt that? I trust them and their words, and so I have not really shed too many tears. If they verbally said it's over, then maybe a few tears. And this channel is mainly about them, so I'd be more concerned than anyone that they be over because I want to keep making videos and supporting them. I don't think Jung Kook is asking for this to stop or is especially upset, and if anything, he might be happy to enlist because then he will get to see all the members once again and get reunited. You know how they say traveling will tighten any friendship or relationship? Well, that deepens times 100 in the military. This will be a new journey for all of them and a new way they all connect. It will be so beautiful to see what they become after they leave the military. I am excited. This morning, we actually woke up to the news that JHope has gotten his military enlistment date and things are starting for him. JHope jumped on a live stream a little while ago to talk about his enlisting, and he originally had a document in place that would hold him off from being called to enlist for another year or two. So the government was not allowed to call on him until the document expired. And he recently got rid of it and told everyone that he might as well enlist now because he saw that Jin had enlisted, and the sooner JHope finishes his service, he could go back and be with BTS again. The members wouldn't have to wait on him and the fandom wouldn't have to wait on him. Also, since he just finished his album Jack in the Box, it's just a perfect opportunity to do it now. JHope came on the live stream today to talk about how he was officially called in now and got his notice. JHope mentioned that the moment the enlistment was sent to JHope, he received a call from Jin, and apparently JHope had a lot of questions about what to do, and JHope was probably excited. JHope began to say that he was not allowed to give the exact date publicly, but he has it now, and he needs to begin to get ready. We will see JHope's bald head soon, and possibly even a send-off video like what they did with Jin. I'm actually very curious to see what JHope would look like with no hair. We haven't ever seen him like that, I don't think. He usually has pretty long hair. ARMYs were overall very saddened by this news, and a lot of people were upset to see JHope leave now, but it's honestly not a bad thing, and we will see JHope back very soon. You really won't even notice, I can assure you. Once JHope goes, and then the other members that have not had a solo thing yet, like Taeyang, Jungkook, and Suga, they will all go. And then it'll be like a few months of maybe little BTS content, and then Jin will be back. And maybe he will put out a song or something, and right after that, JHope will be back. Honestly, we won't miss them, trust. Plus, HYBE said that they have some pre-recorded stuff that they will put out during the enlistment. Plus, for most of you newer ARMYs, there are probably thousands of BTS content you have yet to have seen. I will be reacting to a ton of reality shows, talk shows, and older BTS shows on Patreon, and many of those shows I have done already. I will link the Patreon below, and we can watch all of that together. We currently have a $1 tier with limited spots, so I hope to see you there if you're interested. JHope, during the live stream when he talked about this, seemed very bubbly and happy. He was not upset about going and even hopped on excitedly to update us on it. He was in no way super emotional, crying, or even somewhat upset that he had to go. For sure, he would prefer to stay and make music, but he does not seem to be bothered by the idea of serving his country in a new way. I think he thinks it's going to be a good experience, and I think he knows that the service will likely inspire him to make more music and create new styles of music. After all, if you don't make any music for about a year, you're bound to come back re-inspired and less burnt out. The people in the military can still watch content and consume content, so they'll be able to jot down any ideas they have, and when they have free time, who is stopping them from writing and being creative? But I'm very curious to know what you think about all this. Do you think Jung Kook is upset, crying, and screaming over JHope's enlisting? And do you think JHope is even upset over the enlistment? And do you think there's a big chance BTS will not make it back by 2025, and why? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just leave a comment right here. Love you, bye.